Right. So those of you watching later, joining later, we're going to do some little bit of tending to the lower back. So we'll need a bolster or bolster-like object. And then we'll start in a seated position. So we'll end class today in kind of a yoga nidra or relaxation through the body. So just knowing that, and see if you have a space where you can also rest in shavasana for a longer period of time. And then coming to a seat. If your back is bothering you, a seat might mean sitting up against a wall or in a chair or really highly propped up. And what I love to do, which really helps my back because, you know, the way that our legs are connected to our back spine is just sit up on a cushion. If you have two blocks or two little cushions, and you can cross your ankles in Sukhasana and then just have those little cushions here or blocks here, whatever you have in your room, pillows. And so then there's no pulling in the groin, no pulling forward of the pelvis. And then that lower back spine, you can even take your hands on it and just gently rub it. Can just feel really long and spacious instead of being pulled forward by the muscles in the front body. Excellent. And then take your hands onto your thighs, resting comfortably or just interconnected, the fingers in the lap. Dim or close the eyes. Feel your natural breathing. And with your natural breathing, there will be movement of thoughts as well. Just see how fast your thoughts are moving as you breathe naturally, like what you came in with, what kind of mind you came in with. Distracted, disturbed, calm, collected. It's good to know the state that we're in rather than the state that we're aspiring to or wanting. And then slowly begin to lengthen your breathing. So maybe 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, or any ratio that's samavriti, even inhale, even exhale. So that the breath is equally nourishing on the inhale and equally cleansing on the exhale. As much as things are leaving, mental accumulation, emotional accumulation, physical pain, tension on the exhalation, the same amount of nourishment is coming into your body in the inhalation. So pick a ratio that makes both parts of your breath, the inhale and exhale, feel well, not straining at all. Every exhalation, see if you can relax the muscles that wrap around your joints, your jaw joint, shoulder joint, elbow joints, wrist joint, all the joints of the spinal column, hip joints, knee joints, ankle joints, and toe joints. Already the body becomes more spacious. And then picking a place for the mind to rest in the body. It can be at the nostril, watching the in and out flow of your breathing. It can be at the heart center, belly center, anywhere in the body that feels nourishing for the mind. And if you're not sure, just choose the nostrils. Few more breaths, just like this, becoming acquainted with yourself in this moment. And then bring your palms together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Let's start with some Om Kriya, Om chanting, but we'll do it by separating the three parts of Om. So starting with the sound and feeling the vibration in the head, the waking state. So letting the mind be in the head as you chant 3 times. We can start together. Inhale. Just continue on your own 2 more times, listening to your own vibration, own sound. Good. Just feeling this vibration, the vibration of the waking state, resetting all of that conscious mind activity, resetting your senses so that they're back, not moving out into the world. We're coming back into nourishment inside of you, all your thinking, activity, settling. The next vibration is U, the dreaming state, focusing at the throat center, Vishuddhi chakra. So we'll repeat that 3 times. Inhaling. And continuing. Good. And just feeling that ooh vibration, resetting your ability to dream your life, new ideas, creativity, be in that limbo space of the in between. And then the last vibrational sound, mm, the last sound of the Om at the heart center, focusing there 3 times. Inhale. Mm, Continue on your own. Just feeling which sound felt most nourishing, like you wanted to linger there more, ooh, or of the deep dreamless state. And we'll now chant all 3 of these sounds 3 times all together. So instead of saying Om, we'll open our mouth and say Ah, and really feel each of the 3 sounds. And then extending the sound that you felt most like you wanted to stay, most nourishing, most captivating. So when you're ready, inhaling. Ah, ooh. Just continuing. Yeah. Whenever you're finished, you can just relax your hands down and just be in the after effects of the continuing vibrations of silence in the body. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly transition to Balasana, child's pose. And if you have your bolster, you can have it underneath your chest, supporting your blanket. We'll do a wide knees, big toes towards one another. If you are laying on a bolster, your head will come to one side, or you might consider a block under the head. And just let the body settle down and relax after being seated for the last 10 minutes or so. You might feel some little pressure in the ankles or the knees as the joints stretch a little bit. And we just take 3 breaths into the lower back vertebrae. So as you inhale, feeling the vertebrae lift up away from one another, space between the spinal bones and the lower back. And as you exhale, letting them settle. You can continue in some of the breathing. And then 3 breaths to the middle back, same. Don't let me rush you. You are moving at the pace of your own breathing, but just knowing where we're going. Thoracic spine, middle back, vertebrae expanding, separating, and then resting down into the body. And then the 3 breaths up into the shoulder blade area, up into the neck spine. Maybe even having that visual of what the bones are doing when you breathe in and what they're doing when you breathe out. Wonderful. Let's turn our head to the right side. Just give a very passive stretch for the neck spine. And as you turn your head to the right, your chin to the right, right, the effect travels all the way down like little pulse of electricity to the tailbone. The whole spine feels that movement. And just let the lower jaw hang away from the upper jaw, the tongue going super wide in the mouth, even feeling the teeth widening. Right, a lot of gripping of emotion happens in the mouth. And then even the space of the lower belly, skin and muscles relaxing. Any gripping of fear that you've gone through in the last few days. Good. And then we'll inhale and just bring the head to neutral and feel the bones turning to the left side as you turn your head to the left. A little twist of the neck spine and the ripple effects all the way down to the tailbone. Releasing the emotion from the face, any fear in the belly. Good. Right? When we have back pain, if we look in the chakra perspective, we can kind of see, which chakras the pain or tension coincides with, especially if it's reoccurring. So the residual emotions that are stored there that maybe aren't getting enough attention. And maybe it's a structural support that's needed in the front body. Good. And then inhaling, bring the head back to neutral, lifting it slightly, and then bringing the hands onto the ground so that you can press yourself up into hands and knees. You'll remove the bolster to the side and come to the knees under the hips and just tucking your toes, right? As you tuck your toes, you'll round your spine. And as you round your spine, you bring your hips towards your heels with the toes tucked so that you stretch your toes and your feet as well. And then as you inhale, you'll come into your cow pose, right? And so that will be the movement, just the cat, but with the descent back of the hips towards the heels. And then inhaling into cow pose. Bring the shoulder blades back away from the ears. Let's do that about 10 times. I'm seeing if repetitive movement feels good for the body or if it feels hard. Right? A couple more. You can even add a little bit of ujjayi when you practice asana so that it helps give another little anchor to the mind of sound. Right? It's helpful when the mind is overactive or agitated. Good. And then let's come back to neutral and do some rotations with the hips. So, right, you're still moving through cat cow, but now you're also moving the tailbone in a circular way. And don't forget the head and the shoulders. Remember, the spine is an interconnected weaving, right? Like a beads on a necklace. So you move one, they all move. And sometimes you might have to exaggerate that because the energy is not flowing. Good. And then moving in the other direction, head and tailbone. Nice. And then coming back to neutral. Let's inhale and bring our right leg back, tucking the toes and bringing energy and aliveness into the back of the right knee. Good. Look at your hands and then make sure the hands are underneath your shoulders and then you're shifting your weight forward into the base of the fingers rather than too much into the heels of the hands, right? So that there's kind of a weight removal from the wrist joint. Good. Now lift the knee away from the ground. You're still tucking the toes, but the knee is lifting and active on the right side. And then inhale and bring the left arm forward in line with the ear. Right? So not only the lengthening and stretching of the spine, but also the strengthening. Now, as you breathe out here, really draw the belly into the body. As you breathe in, relax and hold the shape. Let's do that 3 times. Longer exhalation, Vishamavritti. Squeeze the abdominal muscles into the body and relax whenever you breathe in. One more. Good. Next exhalation, hand comes down, knee comes down, right? Relax into child's pose in the embryo version. So your arms go down by the sides, palms face up. And if your head doesn't touch the ground, please have a blanket or a block underneath it. And then let the fingers curl naturally, elbows droop to the sides so that your wrist joints can relax and be spacious. All the tiny little bones in your wrists receiving prana. Nice. Right? We're not trying to activate the nervous system too much here. Steady movement with steady breathing. Good. When you're ready, we'll inhale and come back to hands and knees, doing the other side. So when your next breath comes in, stretch out that left leg, tuck through the toes, and just have a strong lift through the underside of the leg from the knee to the thigh bone, right? And then press back through the heel of the right foot. As you press back to the heel of the right foot, if your shoulders go back a little bit, take the hands with you, and then press into the finger pads of the hands. Good. Lift the chin in towards the body a little bit more. You can stay here, or now inhale, bring your right arm alongside the body without pulling the shoulder forward. So you really plug the arm bone into the socket. Good. And then those 3 long breaths, toning the abdomen. Up to 3. If it feels hard, take the hand down. That still feels hard, come back into the embryo pose. Whenever that third exhalation comes out of the body, you'll settle the hand and the knee down and back to embryo pose. If the knees together feels hard to breathe for the chest and the belly, take the knees wide. No worries. Good. So asanas were built in a way in which we could have all healthy movements of the spine in one practice, right? So backward bending, forward bending, twisting, and side expansion. All of those are necessary for healthy spine expression. So we'll inhale, bring the arms forward in our balasana, child's pose. And then we'll keep the pelvis rooted and weighted and walk our hands to the right side, right? As far as you can that feels comfortable. And then again, try to keep both hips equally weighted as you reach out through the right side, flanking the left side ribs, expanding the space between the rib cage. For me, my head doesn't touch the ground here, so having a little block underneath my head adds a little touch of extra support for my nervous system. Good. So keep reaching with your arms out to the right and then keep dropping the weight down into the left hip to help to neutralize the hips. Samaviti breathing if possible. Good. And then we'll inhale, bring the arms back to center, slide the block over to the other side if you're using it, and then exhale over to the left side. Keep weighting the hips. And then allowing the breath to come into those unique spaces between the ribs in the thoracic spine. Right? For all of us, there will be a certain repetitive placement in the spine that holds stress and tension and emotion, right? It just reoccurs. Like that's when things get a little bit, they cross the edge a little bit, then that part of your back might react. You're just giving care and nurturance to all parts of the spine today. Good. And then you'll inhale and come back through center, right? As you come back through center, lift the head slightly and then slide your forearms forward and slide your knees back so that you end up in Makarasana B or Sphinx pose, right? So your legs are not super wide here, they're still towards one another, right? And depending on your back structure, if you need a little bit of relaxation for the back, you widen your elbows and you slide your elbows away from you to reduce the back bend, right? If you feel like the back bend is enjoyable or interesting still for the body without pain, you can have the elbows underneath the shoulders and closer to you. Good. And then just let the head be neutral. Or again, if you have a block or a blanket, You can take, especially a block, and drop your head and place it on the block or on a blanket, rolled up blanket, so that you, again, don't have to hold this heavy weight of the head, and gravity can just release the neck here. Good. Now stretch out your right toes away from you, stretch out your left toes away from you, and then settle the legs heavy and down, right? Weighting the legs, weighting the pelvis, but still having a little bit of action into your forearms and muscle contraction into your upper arms so that you feel the support of the upper body for the back bend. Good. Let's do 5 breaths here, if possible. Samavriti breathing, even inhale, even exhale. Really focus on the evenness of breath without any pauses between inhale and exhale, or exhale and inhale. There might be parts of your breath that shake a little or tremble. Just notice and trying your best to smooth them out. Good. Maybe one more. And then if you are using the block, just lift the head as you inhale away from the block, gazing forward, right? Using a little bit more of your arm strength to lift up. 2 breaths here, stabilizing with the pelvis on the ground for the extension of the spine. Good. And then you'll exhale all the way down. Spin your elbows out slightly, layer hand on hand, and you can have your head on the hands or head to one side. And now walk the legs away from one another, wider than your hips. Keep the toes tucked and then just move the heels side to side. Good. Nice. And then take the knees super wide, maybe towards the edges of your mat. Bend your knees, cross your ankles like you're coming into Sukhasana, but from the backside, and then drop the feet towards the ground. So your ankles are crossed and you're dropping your feet towards the ground. They're not touching the ground, most likely, but they're just helping to open up the front part of the body. If you're feeling any shooting pains or discomfort, right? That's beyond unpleasant sensation, then just relax the legs down. Otherwise, stay here. 3 breaths, and then you'll switch the cross of the ankles and then stay there for another 3 breaths. Or your legs are just long and you're in crocodile pose, Makarasana, breathing. If you have the ankles crossed, now just drop the lower legs down and relax for another 3 breaths. Relax all effort. And then the last movement that's necessary for the spine is our twisting. So let's take the hands along the sides of the body, pressing up to hands and knees. If you're feeling a little sluggish, like you're about to go to sleep, take a few rounds of cat-cow first, or come through downward facing dog and then drop your knees a few times, right? just to wake up the body, but gently. Right. And then the next time, maybe your knees drop down or you come to neutral. Let's inhale and step the right foot forward in Anjaneyasana. Left toes can tuck to support you, and you can take the right knee over the ankle or even way beyond the ankle as long as you have no knee pain, whatever feels best in your Anjaneyasana, your lunge. Good. If possible, come up high on your fingertips. See if you can maintain your balance there. If you can, let's inhale and bring the arms up. Good. Anjaneyasana. And then we'll move into a twist. So as you exhale, you'll turn towards the right side and then open the arms out into a T shape. Look behind you. And then as you inhale, using the belly button as your eyes, you'll look forward with the belly button and then bring the arms up to the previous position. So exhale, twist, right? Feel as though you're looking from the belly button. There's a little eyeball there. And inhale back to center. Let the legs shake a little bit, ankle shake. It's normal and natural. We're not stiff or made of cement. So healthy movement in all parts of the body. Next time you come to the twist, we'll stay. You don't have to have the arms up. You can even rest one arm on the forearm, other hand down the back or on the hip, whatever feels just comfortable. So that instead of focusing on the arms, you can feel your spine. 3 breaths. Try not to let your eyes dart around. If your eyes are open, just one point of focus to reduce the chitta vrittis. Good. And then let's breathe in and rise up. And then breathe out and take the hands down. Step back through hands and knees first, and then Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Downward facing dog if possible, or Balasana, child's pose. Good. Whatever feels best. Hmm. Get your breath back wherever you are. Whatever pose you've chosen allows you to settle your heart rate and just, if you're breathing fast, just settle your breath. Good. And when you feel that settling of your breath, and only then, right, then we'll transition to the next side. So if I'm moving faster for you, then just wait, right? You know where we're going. This time we'll step the left foot forward, but take your time. If you need a couple more breaths, you'll take them. We'll inhale the arms up. And then we'll do 3 breaths of twisting, exhaling, twisting to the left, opening out the arms, and inhaling, rotating back to center with the focus, the looking from the belly button, so that our core support the innermost muscles of our abdomen behind the navel center are really holding the pose, holding the back here. And remember that third exhalation is to rest in the pose, release the arms, and feel the twist from the spinal column out. Good. One more breath or so. And then inhale to come back through center. Exhale to bring the hands down. This time we'll come back to hands and knees, but we'll use hands and knees to roll over onto our backs and then bring knees to chest wide. So knees wide, holding on to the kneecaps, relaxing the toes and the ankles, just like a happy baby, but without the feet going up to the sky. The heels are dropping down to the buttocks. We're just staying there nice, long, flat back. So we're lengthening that lower back curve against the earth, breathing into the space of the Muladhara, root center of the body. You can rotate your ankles if they feel stuck or stiff. Good. We're just going to dim or close the eyes. Really let the eyeball sink to the brain sink to the back of the head sink to the earth. Good. And then bring the knees towards one another and give a light squeeze there. Apanasana. Slight rounding of the lower back spine. And then step both feet down onto the ground. This is where you'll get your blanket or your bolster. And really good, please have that support underneath your knees with the blanket or the bolster or your shavasana. It'll be a longer shavasana, about 10 minutes, where we'll guide you through different points in the body. And at the end of that guidance, we're going to rest at the heart center and I'll leave you there. That will be the end of class. And then you will decide how long you want to continue to rest. But that will mark the end of the hour, right? So get comfortable. If it's very bright where you are, remember, take your glasses off if you wear them. Maybe consider a light cloth over the eyes. And then just see how prana is moving in the body now that you've kind of engaged the spine in all its directional movements. May not always be better, but it just is more, right? More feeling, more understanding, more awareness. Right? So it's not always pleasurable. Like having a hard conversation with someone, it's not pleasurable, but it's definitely fruitful. And that can be a lot of what our practice is. Gives insight, but it also takes some effort. Just let your breath relax, natural pace of breathing. Today we'll practice what's called 61 energy points or Shavayatra, rotation of consciousness throughout the major and minor chakra points in the body. And as we rotate our consciousness around the body, wherever we land, just imagining a bright star-like point of light there. It'll be a blue star. Blue's the energy color for healing, or any other color or star that you like, or maybe from childhood when you would look up at the sky and see a certain star. And just having the intention, volition that whatever the star-like point of light touches, this point of prana touches, it heals back to balance, starting from the center of the head, star-like point of light, seeing it, feeling it, sensing it there, relaxing all the senses of the head, brain. And the starlight point of light moves down to the throat center now, relaxing the muscles of the throat. Moves across the top of the shoulder to the right shoulder joint, star-like point of light. Down the upper arm to the right elbow joint, relaxing, releasing, a gentle presence. Down the lower arm to the right elbow joint, the right wrist joint. Vibrant presence to the tip of the right thumb. right pointer finger, right middle finger, point of light, ring finger, and pinky finger. Just noticing your mind drifting, maybe it goes to sleep, maybe it's somewhere in between. Just let it be. Across the palm, back to the center of the right wrist, center of the right elbow, resting, softening. Right shoulder joint, deep in the joint. Any pain there, healing. Back to the throat center. To the left shoulder joint, star-like point of light. Awareness, aware. Down the arm to the center of the left elbow joint. Left wrist joint. Noticing any sensation. Tip of the left thumb. Pointer finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. And pinky finger. Back to the center of the left wrist. Just being a passive observer of the experience. Breath flowing naturally. Center of the left elbow. Left shoulder. Throat center. Now down into the center of the heart. Behind the sternum. Center of the right lung. Bright star-like point of light. Heart center. Center of the left lung. Heart center. Down into the navel center. Behind the belly button, into all the internal organs, bathed in this light, bathed in this presence of your own prana, the healing potential of your prana. Pelvic center, all the way back down into the sacrum. Center of the right hip joint, relaxing and releasing the right leg. Center of the right knee joint. Center of the right ankle joint. Each of the joints receiving nourishment. Letting the mind again flow in these different states, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, beyond. Body sleeping, mind moving towards a sleep, and awareness aware. Tip of the right big toe, a star there. Second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and tip of the pinky toe. Back up the foot, center of the right ankle joint, knee joint, hip joint, pelvic center. Across the left half of your pelvis to the center of the left hip joint. Down the thigh, center of the left knee joint. Star-like point of light there. Down the lower leg, center of the left ankle. Tip of the left big toe. Second toe. Third toe, feeling each and every toe. Fourth toe and pinky toe. Notice where your mind is really focused. Notice where it drifts away. Center of the left ankle. Knee joint. Left hip joint. Pelvic center. Feeling the pelvis, the internal organs, the legs, the feet, all resting now. Bathed in this star-like light. Belly center. Heart center. Throat center. And third eye center. Just viewing your whole body like a constellation lit up in the night sky. Resting, receiving. And we'll finally put the mind also to bed in its original home of the heart. So when you're ready, you'll exhale and bring that thinking, awareness part of your mind to the heart center. We'll rest here for 3 minutes in silence. At the end of the 3 minutes, I'll just chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, which will indicate the end of this class, but you will choose if you want to stay longer. Rest as long as you need or are able today to recover your energy, to heal both physical, mental, emotional pain, to connect to self, coming back to the heart center and the mind, and just letting the mind walk into the heart. Maybe it feels a certain way or looks a certain way. Just noticing. And we'll just rest here now. 3 minutes, heart center, in silence. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Stay as long as you need. Sending all my love and good wishes to you. May you be healed. May you be healthy. May you be whole. May all beings be free from suffering. Namaskar. Thank you.